This is a quick overview of working with polylines in VRGS version 2.65 and above. To create or digitize a polyline, we go to Interpretations and Draw Polyline. This is a split button, so the top part of the button is our basic digitizing mode. So if I select that, you should then see that your cursor changes to the Digitize Polyline cursor. Click individual points to digitize single points, or drag to digitize in a draw mode and double click to finish. And I'll click on the polyline and you can see the vertices, the control points that we've digitized individually or using the drag approach. Now the drag approach is useful, but sometimes you need a bit more control on the spacing between the points. If you go to Interpretations and find the Polylines group and look in the group properties, we have this feature called minimum digitizer spacing. So this sets the minimum spacing that those points can be apart as we're dragging. So I'm going to change it now to 0.5. So as I drag along this next polyline, the points will be 0.5 meters or more apart. So I'll draw like that, double click, and you can see there that the points are evenly spaced at half a meter, 0.5 meters. Now we've got a few vertices here that aren't quite lined up where they should be. So we need to be able to edit and move them. So we go to, with the polyline selected, so if I click on a polyline it selects it. I can then go to move vertices and then drag these vertices into the correct place. Now the size of these spheres is a bit big at the moment, so I'm going to go in here and we can change in the polyline group the node size. So I'm going to change that to 0.1. Go back to my 3D view and it's made the vertices a bit smaller. Make it a little bit easier for us to edit. So I'm going to go back to move vertices and drag these few into the correct place. Now if I wanted to add another vertex in between these 2 points, I can go back to my Interpretations menu, Draw Polyline, Add Node, and just click where you want the new vertex to be inserted, and it will get inserted into the polyline. To remove a vertex, again with the polyline selected, we go to Erase Vertices and click on the vertices that you want to erase. To come out of edit mode, just go back into move mode, and then you'll see we have our polyline edited and fitted correctly to the data, so we might want to go and do a bit more editing in there. We can change some other display styles. So we've done vertex or node size. Line width is the width of the line drawn between the vertices across the outcrop, so I can change that here. So to make it 5, and you see the lines become thicker. We can have show 3D trace, which shows the line that joins the vertices as a cylinder rather than as a simple line. That's good when you're viewing the data from a distance. We can change the size of that trace and make it a little bit bigger. We can switch the planes on and off. And we can change the projection distance of the plane in and out of the outcrop. So we can change the display to modify what we need. If I go to the polyline itself, there's a few things that we can change in here. So you can change the dip and the azimuth if needed. This will be automatically calculated when you digitize the polyline, but of course when the outcrop is quite straight, you might get a bad value, so you can edit that manually. You can change the colors, but we can also change the line style, so we can have it as a dashed line, we can have it as a dotted line, or we can do dot dash, and then we can change the repeat distance of the pattern. So we can make it more detailed if we want. So that's a good way of showing perhaps levels of uncertainty on a particular interpretation. So that's a very basic and quick overview of the kinds of interpretation and editing that you can do on polylines.